What's up, guys? I'm in Phnom Penh, Cambodia right now, down by the river, which, despite all the trash, is considered a rather romantic area. A lot of couples come here to do the romantic thing. And speaking of romance, I just saw the movie 50 Shades of Grey. I watched it a few times, and I noticed a lot of interesting and attractive qualities that Mr. Grey possessed. And I watched it with a couple different women, and they each chimed in on some of the attributes that they thought, or what that they found attractive in Mr. Grey. So I wanted to make this video and go over 11 of those attractive qualities that I found. If you adapt some of the attributes that he possesses, you'll no doubt become a more attractive man. The first attribute is power. He is definitely a powerful man, and you can sense that right away through his body language, his eye contact, the way he carries himself, and in particular, the way he handles himself in really any situation. He's always in control of the situation. He's always taking the lead. He's leading, whether it's Anastasia or somebody else in the movie, and he's also leading himself. The first person that you have to be able to lead is yourself. And what I mean by that is you have to have control over your emotions. When you feel angry, when a woman says something that out of the blue and it makes you feel angry or just thrown off course or you get disturbed, instead of blowing up at her, take a second, take a deep breath, get grounded, come from a place where you're feeling very centered and relaxed, and then respond. In the movie, anytime Anastasia says something that would potentially make a guy get very angry, he's always calm, he's always collected, and you can learn a lot from that. One pretty obvious trait that Christian has is his ambition, right? He's a billionaire. He created this huge empire. So the reason why that's attractive is because it shows that you're a guy who goes for what he wants in life. You're a guy who has some sort of purpose and mission in life. No woman wants to date a guy whose whole purpose in life is to attract a woman or have a girlfriend. Now, I know that's kind of controversial. Some women will say, yes, I just want a man who's just devoted to me and that's all he does. Most women don't want that. They want a man who's on some sort of mission, purpose. Usually it's a career mission. It doesn't have to be. It could be your passion on the side. It could be feeding the homeless or something like that. But it shows that you have something going for yourself other than just wanting to please a woman. In fact, the whole idea of just wanting to be on this planet just to please a woman, in a woman's mind that might sound attractive at first, but after a while the woman will lose interest in you. She will lose interest in you because she wants a man who has something bigger than himself, something that he's going for, something that he's striving to achieve. This is partly why women are attracted to money. It's why they're attracted to guys in bands, because they're pursuing something. They have this mission. It's something that's very hard to achieve, but yet they're saying, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Christian does a great job of showing his interest, but also takes it away by being a challenge. He's not overly invested or overly interested in her right away, because if you do that, then it shows the woman that you have really very little standards because you don't know much about her, and that you have no other options. Christian obviously has a lot of options. He's a billionaire, and he shows that by being a challenge, by saying things like, I don't remember exactly what the lines are, but something like, you should run away from me right now, I'm no good for you, Anna, things like that, as he's showing interest at the same time. Like, he'll lean in like he's gonna go for a kiss, and then all of a sudden he turns away when she closes her eyes and goes into the bathroom, right? So the reason that works so well is because it keeps her on her toes. She's always wondering what's gonna happen, what's he gonna do next. She never knows, she never quite figures him out, and that's a very attractive quality. Once a woman can completely figure you out, then the mystery's gone. There's no challenge left. She knows that you like her. She knows that you're into her completely 100%. She knows that she can have you. And then what fun is that, right? There's no drama left. There's nothing fun about that, really. And women want a chase. They want a guy who's a challenge. It's more fun for them. It's more of a game. And let's face it, women do like a game. And believe it or not, as much as guys don't want to admit it,
they like a game too. They like a woman who's a challenge. They don't want every woman to just say, yeah, okay, I'll sleep with you in 5 minutes. At first, you'd probably like that. They're probably pretty nice. But after a while, it would get old, it would get boring. You would appreciate the woman that's a challenge. In fact, you can probably think of some examples right now. Maybe there was 2 women who you thought were equally as attractive. One would just basically say she'd come over anytime she wants, and maybe the other one was a challenge. Which one did you like more? Which one would you rather go on a date with? The one who you could have at any moment, or the one who you couldn't have? She was a challenge. Maybe she was just busy, right? So be a challenge. Work on that. And it's not something that you just fake. Yeah, you can fake it till you make it, but really become a challenge. Speaking of being a challenge and keeping Anastasia on her toes, Christian is definitely mysterious. He has this really mysterious vibe. She can't quite figure him out, in the sense that she's trying to find more information about him, about his childhood, his past, and what made him the way he is and like the things that he likes. And he only discloses a little bit of information. Now, if he or you were to disclose no information to a girl, she asks you a question and you just dodge it every time with either a funny, witty response or just ignoring it, that would only work some of the time. Eventually she'd be like, I don't know this guy at all and I'm losing interest, because a woman definitely wants to get to know you. But on the flip side, if you just give all, everything about you too quickly, let's say on the first date, you just tell her everything about you, then all the mystery is gone and she's not going to feel like there's any reason really to go on a second or third date, because there's nothing else to find out about you if she feels like she knows so much about you so quickly. I found that this can be a problem with online dating, and for those who basically give up too much information and just go back and forth with emails over and over, on, and then finally when they meet up in person, it's like, okay, what do we talk about? I know everything about you. There's really nothing else to know. So be a mystery. Let a woman figure you out, and don't give all the information about you too quickly. Now, Christian isn't all just power and challenge. He also shows that softer side, which I really like, because if you're just all power to a woman and you're all just that strong eye contact, intensity, and you're always like, oh, it's my way or the highway, that can work for some women. But a high quality woman is gonna get tired of that, because she's gonna feel like he's just overly controlling. It's good to control the situation, but if you're overly controlling where the girl has no say in the matter at all, that's not attractive. So he shows his softer side, especially when he gets vulnerable and he shows some weaknesses in his life, because here he is, this billionaire, he's like kind of on a pedestal. And when you show your vulnerable side, that's the best way to connect, because it shows your human side, because we all have vulnerabilities. We all have insecurities. We all have fears. So if you can talk about how you had a fear, especially how you overcame that fear, that can work really well. Be careful. You don't want to go overboard and show all these fears and all these insecurities you have, because obviously that's not attractive either. But once in a while, can work really well in building a really deep bond and connection. Speaking of showing his softer side, another way he does this is by showing interest in her and showing that he cares about her as a person, not just for her looks. Now, this is so important, because women want to be appreciated for things other than their beauty. Yes, they do want to be appreciated for their beauty, but they also want to be appreciated for who they are on the inside. And even in that first opening scene where she's interviewing him, he does a great job by showing and expressing interest in her as well, and showing that he wants to get to know her as a person and get to know her on the inside. So when you do this, when you show interest in the woman and who she is on the inside, it works really, really well. And it really helps in building a connection and rapport, because it shows that you appreciate her for who she is. And we all crave, as humans, we crave to be appreciated. The next thing I noticed was Christian's intensity. In fact, I think he overdoes it a little bit, because he really never, or at least hardly ever, smiles in the entire movie. He's very intense. Now, this works because it creates sexual tension in these different interactions between him and Anastasia. He's making this really strong eye contact where he's not even blinking half the time, And it creates this sexual tension between both of them, because most people would release tension very quickly. They would laugh to release tension, they would look away, they would blink, look down, and that breaks any sexual tension between a man and a woman. When you hold eye contact, when you talk slowly, calmly, just like Mr. Grey does in the movie, with a low tonality as well, when you speak that way to a woman, even if you're not speaking of anything that's inherently sexual in nature, it still creates some sexual tension. So I encourage you to try it out and see for yourself. See if you can create an intense moment that has a lot of sexual tension next time you're interacting with a woman that you're attracted to. One thing that I like about Christian is that he's unapologetic about who he is and what he likes and doesn't like. He basically explains to Anna, like, this is my lifestyle, this is what I want in a relationship, and take it or leave it. He's got that kind of take it or leave it attitude. But at the same time, he maintains a little bit of a balance as he's becoming more interested in her and she's winning him over. He starts to compromise a little bit, right? He starts saying, okay, yeah, we'll do some of those things that you want to do. We'll change it up a bit. And that's really key, is to be flexible, but at the same time, don't apologize for who you are as a man or what you're interested in or not interested in. Even if it's something that's a little quirky, even if it's something that's a little nerdy, if you're into video games or World of Warcraft or Dungeons and Dragons or something like that, inherently, yeah, those may not be super attractive things, but if you own up to it and you say, yeah, this is who I am, this is what I like, you know, take it or leave it, that's going to be very attractive because you're owning who you are. It's showing that you have high self-esteem. It shows that you like who you are. And women want that. Women don't want a guy who doesn't know who he is and apologizes for everything, and especially apologizes for who he is as a man or who he is as far as his likes and dislikes. No. Own up to it. Own all the quirky and nerdy things that you're into. Even if you're into comic books and things like that, just own up to it. Confess right away that you're into those kind of things. And guess what? If you are into it and you speak about those things with passion and conviction, 9 out of 10 times, the girl's gonna be interested in your stamp collection or whatever it is. She'll wanna know more about it, and it actually becomes something that's attractive. Now, after talking to some of the women who have watched the movie, the fact that Christian is very possessive of her and really doesn't want anybody else dating her, and even seems to me like he got a little bit jealous when she was talking to other guys, or when other guys were kind of hitting on her or flirting with her. I never really thought of that as such an attractive quality, but women want to be owned in a sense. Now, I don't mean that in the slavery sense at all. I just mean they want a guy who says, yes, this woman is mine, she's nobody else's, she's just mine, and I don't want anybody else either. It's just me and her. That's what most women want, especially women that are looking for a relationship. They don't want a guy who's going to go around and sleep with other women, and they don't want a guy who wants their woman to do the same. So that sense of ownership or belonging is something that women definitely find attractive, especially, I would say, later on in the relationship. If you start doing that too soon, like when you first meet a girl at a bar or club and you start, you know, acting like she's yours and nobody else can talk to her, and any other guy that talks to her, you like tell him to get lost, that may not work to your advantage. In fact, that's probably gonna shoot you in the foot if you do that. But later on in the relationship, even possibly on the first date, maybe you go to the bathroom and there's a guy talking to her, doesn't mean you should be like, hey, get lost, man. You do it in a very, cordial, friendly way. You say, hey, what's up, man? Nice to meet you. Shake his hand, and then get back to your date and say, come on, babe, we're getting out of here. That's, in a sense, it's protection. That's what it shows women, that you are the type of guy that's going to protect her from any other dangers, even if it's other guys. And finally, Christian knows how to seduce a woman. He just flat out seduces her. From the very beginning, you can tell that he is showing interest in her right away, that this is not going to be a friendship, that this is going to be either lovers or basically nothing. So if you're having trouble falling into the friend zone, if that's something that happens to you quite often, then it's because you're coming off as nice and friendly in the very beginning. Instead, coming off as a powerful, confident man who shows interest in her right away in a very confident way, not a weird, creepy way where you're saying like, I like you, I like you. The way Christian does it, he does it through his eye contact. He does it through his tonality. And he does it through escalating as well and asking her out on a date. So if you're having trouble with that, then check out the training I have for you below. I have a link below that's going to show you exactly how to seduce her and how to have the type of body language, tonality, and voice and eye contact that Christian has in the movie. And it works really, really well. And you can start doing that from the very beginning. As soon as you meet a woman, she will know that, wow, this is a powerful man. This is a confident man. This is a man who oozes sexual confidence from the very get-go. So click the link below. I have that free training for you. It's going to take you to a website where all you have to do is enter your email address. I'm going to send you the training right away through your email, and it's going to help you become a more confident, more solid, and more powerful man through your body language, tonality, and eye contact. And even the words you say. I'm going to show you exactly what to say so you come off and seem like a powerful seducer just like Christian Grey. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel right now and drop us a comment down below. Let me know any other attributes that I didn't name. What else did you think was very attractive about Mr. Grey? Whether you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. What attributes did you think that women would find very attractive in him? Or maybe there's some other characters in Hollywood that you think are really attractive. What are the attributes and the characteristics that they possess, and how can you start adapting them as your own? I wish you the best of luck.